Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, welcome to Clay M Canucks Commentary, presented to you by Van Seat Experts Real Estate. I am your host, Clay Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take, for Saturday morning, November the 29th. Yes, a rare Saturday morning stream. I usually don't stream on Fridays and Saturdays unless it's a 24-hour live stream, but it's the morning after a Canucks game, even though it was in the afternoon, not last night. So I want to try and do this as much as I can when I can. Great to see so many people in here. Good morning to all of you. Oh, hockey from home. Nice. Indigo. Nice. So not only am I seeing people that I usually don't see at night, but it's people too that because it's a Saturday, it might be some different people as well. So say hi, everyone in the chat, say hi to each other, and we'll get going. Moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks for your support. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, lower mainland, province, country, continent, around the world, thank you for being here. You know that you could be doing anything else, watching anywhere else, getting ready for work or school or shopping or all three. See, I worked that in there. But the fact that you're here with me, know how much I always appreciate you. Know how much I always take you for granted. I never take you for granted, not always. Never take you for granted. So you can subscribe to the channel, get active in the chat section. You can like the video, like the fact that we're together, like the fact that Elias Pettersson scored an amazing goal, one of the best goals of the season. Like the fact that we are continuing to build a great Canucks community here on YouTube. You can leave a donation, get the donation train out of the station. You can gift a membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your membership, use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review. So because it's a rare Saturday morning stream, I'm gonna go between 30 and 45. Usually I go for about an hour. The mornings I only go about 30. So today I'm gonna split the difference. And yeah, I always take you for granted. That was horrible. That was horrible. Wow. Leia's here for CCC Live. Indeed. That's why these morning ones, I want them to attract different people or new people or people that can't make the night ones. So I'm going to combine what I usually do for a night show with the goal visualizer and stats breakdown, and with what I do with the morning shows, what I like, what I didn't like, one other thing. And then we'll go from there. We will go from there. And yeah, I want to make sure that I get some time for you guys as well. Yeah, so good morning to everyone who's usually not here at the night ones. I really appreciate it. Like to see some familiar names and new names in the chat. Let's get going, shall we? We start off with Brock Boeser's goal just 4 minutes into the game. And some good, actually, let me make this a tiny bit bigger. All right, that's much better. So let's try that again. So Canucks control the puck in the San Jose zone. And you have Vovenlander leaving it for Garland. Garland to Boeser, and Boeser just curls into the middle and lets go of a good wrist shot, that a low wrist shot that Askarov cannot get to. So once again, it's Garland up there. This is after Vovenlander has given the puck. And then Vovenlander, does he touch it there? Maybe, yeah, he does touch it there. A drop pass to Garland. And then look at all the space. So either Marcus Pettersson can take it, and then Boeser can stay in front of the net. But then Boeser pops out like this. Great pass by Garland. Garland's an underrated passer, I think. And then wrist shot. And then what's pretty funny is it's pretty obvious it went in, but then Kampf still goes in and puts it back in the net, just so everyone can make sure. Hey, Maxwell. Good morning. Good morning, Gary. Nice to see all of you. 1-0 Canucks, 5 minutes in. But then just 5 minutes later, it's San Jose on one of their multiple power plays. And this was a little bit unlucky, actually. They're working around Celebrini down to Wenberg. Wenberg's first pass attempt to Smith actually goes off of Hronek's skate. So he was doing a pretty good job. And then it goes back to Wenberg, and Wenberg gets it over to Will Smith. And Tolopilo has no chance on it. Now, I watched this goal a couple times, and to see Hronek's reaction, I think he thought that Sherwood was going to actually take Smith. It's tough, right? The whole point is you're outnumbered. But if they're like this, right there, I think if Sherwood thinks that DPD or O'Connor will take care of Toffoli and Celebrini, I think he does got to be aware of the back door. And yes, Hronek's job is to block the pass, which he did the first time. But then look, there's no one on him. And if you watch the replay, Hronek looks, Sherwood dies, but it's too late. Hronek looks right at Sherwood and kind of gives him a look. So there we go. 1-1. 1-1. Then second period, I'm actually, after I finish this, I'm going to do a goal break. I'm going to do a breakdown of this particular goal because it was so good. But we've seen it by now. Puck goes around, and Kane puts some pressure on the San Jose Sharks. They both chop at the puck, and it goes up in the air. So PD, you've seen this. He reaches around and bats it down on this side of Toffoli, but then pops around Toffoli. And then as he's going to the net, this defense is whacking at him. Celebrini's whacking at him. He falls down, and shoots it while he's on his belly and puts it past Askarov. I know, obviously, this goal visualizer doesn't do it justice. That's why I'm going to do a breakdown of it because I think it's just such an amazing, amazing goal. And we got to give PD his flowers for it. It's so good. On here, it just looks like he jumps behind Toffoli, but when you see it, he batted it out of the air to himself, which was wonderful. But San Jose ties it up again on one of their multiple power plays. Tell me, I think I said that already. Off the draw, it goes Klingberg, Celebrini, and this is a 5-on-3. This is a 5-on-3, remember. And then, 5-on-3, you can only cover so many people. And then there's a big gap there, and Eklund one times it past Tolopil. And that was a 5-on-3 at 14:03 because was that after? Yeah, it was Quinn Hughes and Sportsmanlike, and then Marcus Pettersson takes the penalty. So that's how we are down. I thought Quinn Hughes was the second penalty. No, it was actually the first. And then the game-winning goal is actually later in the second. No, what the heck? Second period. Did I miss something? Yeah, no, the second period, there are no goals in the third. So second period here. And this was a tricky one. Watch Gaudette. No, that's the goal we just watched. Sorry, guys. Here, this is the one. So goes around behind the net. You have Toffoli, push it down, Khrushchev, and then Gaudette gets it here with Hronek and O'Connor. And he just comes around the front and tries to wrap around. And then Tolopil sticks his glove out by his left post. And then there's mass confusion. And not much of a old goal visualizer there. Again, I'm just trying to see, was there a lack of coverage? This is Marcus Pettersson just escapes out of the box here. So he's rushing back to the play, but it's the end of a power play. And then right there, Tolopil a little bit slow going right to left. And then Gaudette is... You don't see the puck cross the line, but you see the puck in Tolopil's glove through the webbing that's over the line. So that's how you see, that's how they called it a good goal. And not much complaining from the Canucks. Because they're right. They're right. Okay. That's it. Those are the 5 goals. One really nice one from PD, 2 on the power play from San Jose. We outshot them 34-24. Faceoffs are bad, 61 to 39%. This is where we lost the game. Obviously, 0 for 7 on the power play, and they went 2 for 6. So that is horrible. That is horrible special teams. Hits, we out-hit them. They out-blocked us. And this is the first of 4 games against the San Jose Sharks. They're so much better, right? I think coming into this game, I think we won 18 the last 19 against them, but they are a team on the rise for sure. You look at the box score, actually, and the Canucks played really well, and I'll talk about this in a second. You have a lot of forwards getting points. Besser, Garland, Pettersson. Okay, just 4 actually, Kane. But what I liked is what I call these hustle stats, these shots, blocks, and hits. A lot of guys were really engaged. Look at Besser, 5 shots, 1 hit. Garland, 3 shots. Baines, nothing in 6 minutes. Look at Petey, 5 shots, 1 block, 1 hit. Look at Sherwood, 4 shots, 1 block, 4 hits. Then Sasson with a shot and a block. Kampf with a shot and a block. DeBrusk with 5 shots and a hit. Then we have Kane just with the 2 hits, and then Carlson with the 2 shots. So, Petey's stat line stands out to me. +1, 20 minutes, 5 1-1. Sherwood also 4 1-4, although no points. Ice time, we had Garland with 24, Bester with 21, PD with 20, and Kane with 1940. Those are the big four. And then we had Reichel with only 5 minutes, making his return to the lineup. For Ratu, we have Baines playing 6 minutes, and we Linus Carlson playing 9 minutes. On D, Vovenlander and Hronek get the 2 points. Vovenlander's quietly putting some points up. He's always around the 14, 15 minute mark, whereas DPD is around the 11 minute mark because they're playing with different partners now. And then you look on this side, we have 5 hits by DPD, which is pretty good. 4 shots and 2 blocks by Quinn, and Tyler Myers with the most complete stat line. 2 shots, 1 block, 2 hits. And then actually Hronek went 1-1-1, 1 shot, 1 block, 1 hit. Topil doesn't look great when you see 21 saves on 24 shots, but none of the goals were his fault, right? The third one, you could say he could have been over there a bit closer, but it was still power play, and you can't just abandon your post. And then the Smith one he had no chance on, and then I don't think the Eklund one he had a chance on either. So Tolopil's game was just fine. Also, the Canucks outplayed the Sharks. And then you look at the high danger chances. It was 8-5 for Vancouver. The expected goals was 2.01 for Vancouver, 1.12, and this is at 5-on-5. And then the scoring chances were 19-15 for Vancouver. So they had all the fancy stats, and then all situations. You include power plays, and both teams had a lot of them. Expected goals, it shoots up to 4.57 for the Canucks and only 2.3 for San Jose. High danger chances, 16-7 for Vancouver, and scoring chances, 37-24 for Vancouver. So by every metric, they were the better team. So you can safely say that they lost this game because of their special teams. Special teams, not so simple, not so special. They were simple. They were not so special. A lot of games last night. Let's just concentrate on the Pacific Division. Actually, let's concentrate on this one. Wild snapped the Avalanche 10 game, but it was still extra time. The Avalanche have only lost 1 game in regulation, which is nuts. Pacific. Flames win 5-3. Pacific Golden Knights lose 4-1. Ducks beat the Kings, but both teams get points. San Jose beats us. And then that's it. So you look at the standings. It's not pretty, guys. It's not pretty. In the Pacific, with this loss, we are now only 1 point ahead of the sucky Calgary Flames. It's too bad because after that exciting win against Anaheim, the division leader, we could be at 24 and then just 1 point behind Edmonton as San Jose a chance to leapfrog them. Because if we had 24, San Jose would only have 25, and Edmonton have 25. We'd all have 25 games played. So I'm not sure if it's worth looking at the wild card anymore because they're just slipping further away. They are 5 points out now. Yes, it's only 1/3 through the season, not even, but it's the American Thanksgiving, and we are underneath the playoff bar. All right, really quickly, I'll do this before we get to your comments, and then a lot of time for your questions and comments. So what I liked about last night's game, I loved Elias Pettersson's goal. I thought that was outstanding. I like the fact that for the second straight game, it was not only entertaining, the Anaheim game was entertaining. This game was entertaining. We lost, but this game was entertaining. But I like how we dominated stretches of play. And I like the Canucks' effort. You can't blame the Canucks' effort at all. So those are some of the things that I did like about the game. I got a kick out of that play where PD dumped it in the zone really high, and then before it dropped, he cross-checked Celebrini and then got a good scoring chance on Askarov. I thought that was pretty funny. So those are the things I like, and I like the fact that we outshot them because we controlled the game, especially in that second period, 17-7. Okay, what I didn't like, obviously the biggest one is special teams. We go 0 for 7 on the power play. They go 2 for 6. And I get it. Both of those goals, both of the San Jose power play goals were off of the same 2-man advantage. The first one as well, they were down 2 men, and the second one as they got to even strength, but they're, for all intents and purposes, shorthanded when that goal went in. And then that's on the penalty kill. So I can't really blame those. But I can certainly blame the power play. And it's not like the power play has been bad this year. They're 8th in the league coming into the game. So it's not like they've been bad. They're a top 10 team on the power play. But third period power plays are the killer when you're down. Right when you're down, a power play is a gift to you in the third period, a chance to tie the game, and the Canucks couldn't do that on multiple occasions. I saw someone in the comments saying Hughes looked a little frustrated. It's interesting because Hughes is so good. Obviously, he does more good than bad. He keeps so many plays alive on the power play with his skating, but he also kind of some power plays die with him too, as well as he tries to, get a puck to the net or maybe tries a little bit too hard and doesn't use his teammates enough. I'm not complaining, just something that I've noticed. And I think, if I was his teammate, I certainly wouldn't get frustrated with him. I'd be grateful that he's on my team, but it's, as someone said, it looks like Hughes himself is getting frustrated. And I didn't like the officiating, and I'm not complaining as a Canucks fan. Oh, whiner, woe is me, woe is us. No, the officiating was bad for both teams. Both teams, it was bad. Like 13 power plays in one game, that's bad. And you know what else is bad? Like you just look at some. This is crazy. This is the power play listing, and no majors. So Hughes interference, Garland roughing, Eklund interference, Baines high sticking. Fine. Liljegren high sticking. Hughes unsportsmanlike conduct. This I didn't see this actually. I was in a meeting for the second period, but this. I've heard this is Bull, but Foote and Hughes, they're taking the high road. Then Marcus Patterson puts them on 2-man advantage. Liljegren again, Eklund again. Oh, gosh, everyone's getting like multiple penalties here. Iorio, Petey, Smith, Orlov, Kane, Celebrini. Then Celebrini gets an unsportsmanlike. Goudreau, Talandria. And this is what drove me nuts. So in the third period, Canucks power play, don't score. Canucks power play, don't score. Canucks power play, don't score. Then Kane takes us off that power play, but then Celebrini puts us back on that power play. Ridiculous. Then whatever, 1958, these last 2 seconds. So I didn't like the special teams, and I didn't like the referees who have a direct input into the special teams. And like I can't fault. I don't think anyone played poorly. No one was more than a -1. And the 2 goals on basically in the second period, no one's fault. And the first goal was unfortunate. It went off of her own escape, like I mentioned. So it was basically 3 power play goals. That's what it was. So you can't. And yeah. You say, well, then it sounds like your penalty kill stunk. But no, one of them was on a 5-on-3. So I didn't think the penalty kill was that bad. I thought the power play was what sunk us for sure. One other thing. So it's really interesting. Has nothing to do with this game, but obviously the Quinn Hughes story is on my mind. It's on a lot of people's minds. A lot of people creating content about it. It's really funny. In my head all this time, and I love your guys' feedback on this in a couple minutes, all this time I thought Quinn was as good as gone. Why would he want to be here? But then, throughout this week, in reading what Sarah Valley says and what others have said, I got the sense that he wants to stay, that he's willing to see this out. But then more reports came out again yesterday that he wants out. So, and then we see his body language on the ice. So I don't know. I really don't know. Of course, I want him to stay. Of course, I'm preparing him to leave. And then I guess we're going to continue to be talking about it until we're blue in the face. What they said, Foote, and I see people getting kind of disenchanted with Foote. Foote's funny. He never talks bad about his team in the media. He says he saves that for closed doors. He basically said that, again, that they were the better team and they had San Jose uncomfortable. He didn't use that term. He said Anaheim was uncomfortable. For San Jose, he just said we were all over them or we gave it to them or something. And that's true. We went through the advanced stats. The Canucks were the better team. And then he kind of took the high road when it came to the refereeing. I think the other 2 people, who did they interview yesterday? I watched it last night. Oh, by the way, says General Manager Patrick Allvin announced today that Jiri Patera has been assigned to Abbotsford and Jonathan Lekkerimäki has been recalled. So Lekkerimäki comes up, and then that means that Lankinen will likely play which is good. I should probably do a quick video about that right after this. So that's good. That's a good thing. I'm just trying to see who the Canucks. I watched these interviews yesterday. I want to see who the Canucks actually interviewed and made available yesterday. Yeah, it was Besser and Pettersson. Yeah, so the two goal scorers. It's usually Besser, Pettersson, or Hughes and Myers that meet with the media as the leadership group. So Besser and PD basically said the same things because they were asked a lot about their power play, and they both. What else can you say? They got to execute. They got to be better. They got to not get frustrated. They got to get more shots. All those things. So not a lot from what they said, and PD was humble. Didn't really talk about his goal. Just want to talk about how the team has to play a bit better, especially on special teams. So there we go, Canucks fans. Not only you got both today. You got the abridged versions, but you got the Edge Goal Visualizer commentary. You got the stats, and you got what I liked, what I didn't like, and one other thing. So let me do my mid-show sponsor read. I'm exactly where I want to be, 9:20, and then I want to get to all of you for sure. So I always start off by thanking my primary sponsor, and that, of course, is Jason Lim of Van City Experts. Thank you to my channel sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts Real Estate. At Van City Experts, their experience, knowledge, and expertise can serve you well in navigating through the real estate market and will help you to choose the best home or condo in the greater Vancouver area that best suits your and your family's needs. Thanks to my secondary sponsors, Gassy Jack Art, creator of the wonderful artwork you see around me. Check them out at gassyjackart.com. We got Mulligan Golf Company, mlgngolf.com, golfing apparel and accessories. Please go check them out. And then my supporting sponsor, Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay. Receive a free pair of socks of next purchase of Vessi shoes. Thanks to everyone who's purchased Canuck Clay merch. You can do so at canuckclay.threadless.com. Reminder, you get involved in these ways. Subscribe to the channel. Get active in the chat section. Like the video. Leave a donation. Still looking for my first donation of today's stream. You can gift a membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your membership, use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review. Finally, look at the leaderboard right now. Fangirl at 150 and everyone else tied at 75. That was easy. And then my shows this week. The Canucks play tonight against the LA Kings. So that means that I have a show tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. So a rarity, back-to-back weekend morning shows. So tomorrow morning I'll be live again at 9 a.m. breaking down the Kings game, which will be a little bit closer to the end of the game as opposed to San Jose's game, which ended at 3:30 yesterday. Then tomorrow night at 8:30, Legends and Hall of Fame Zoom call, and then CCC at 11 p.m. So 3 shows or 3 gatherings tomorrow. All right, let's go. 20 minutes for your questions and comments starting now. Taylor, if the team wants to produce, why hire coaches that barely do? Hughes should want better coaches. He's a shell of himself. It looks like if he likes these non-producing coaches like Tocchet and Foot. Oh, you're talking about offensive? I jumped in mid-thought here. So I'm not sure if you, we're talking about the offense versus defense. Heard the team had a conversation with Hughes regarding his body language. Do you think if this is true, appropriate with his importance to the team and looming decision? No, I don't think Hughes is going to leave just because they asked him about his body language. If Hughes looks ticked off, it's because of some of the ECHL players he has to play with. The article is surprising because I feel like it might make him more mad when he's doing everything he can. Even a bad year last year, he had the team in producing, so it's a bit sensitive. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, Ian, thanks about Lekarmaki and Lanks. That's awesome. Those are big. Yeah, we need more offense. And Topio's been good, but Lankinen better for sure. Bedard might come here on his own in 5 years. Guy's such a Canuck at heart. Great Michigan goal against St. Louis. That was good. And against Binnington, my favorite. Anyone else think that Parker looks like Binnington or just me? Not Parker looks like me. Do you think Parker looks like Binnington or is it just me that thinks that? Let me know. I didn't like. Yes. So tell me what you like. Tell me what you didn't like, and tell me one other thing. I didn't like that final San Jose goal was a fluky goal. Yeah, I know. It's a game of inches. Do the Canucks really have a Quinner problem? I don't think so. If you're talking about Quinn, his attitude, no, he is wired. I will take Quinn Hughes all day, any day, and his attitude. It's not even a bad attitude. He wants to win. Poor guy. Poor guy. Imagine. I was going to say something about me and my family or my people at work, but imagine if you're the best person there and you're constantly having to drag everyone up with you. I think we need to double down, mortgage the future, and make playoffs and win the cup. Wow. So that's Gary. That's bold, but that's opposite of what most people are saying. Is don't try and win the cup. Don't mortgage the future, and look towards the future. Parker does look slightly like Binner, but this guy from a few of my classes, he looks more like, well, the other way around, since Parker. Okay, I have no clue what you just said, Taylor, and I don't know who your classmate is, but I'm going to have to trust you on that one. I feel like Hughes takes a lot of pride in being captain, but is also super competitive, everyone wants to win, and is frustrated with the lack of winning as captain in the last few years. Yep. Well said, Justin. Well said. Verlander and Coots would fetch us what we need in the top 6. Yes, but then, Gary, if I hear what you're saying, but then if we don't do well, then we've given away Verlander and Coots for nothing, right? That's the tricky thing. I almost poured myself a Pepsi, but I don't know if that was a great example at 9 a.m. So I'm going. Chinese people probably know this. The classic VLT iced tea from Costco. Yeah, every team needs to hold on to the leads, but the Canucks, they're just not talented enough. They're just not talented enough. All right, friends, what else? Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you didn't like. Tell me what you think about the Quinn Hughes situation. And you guys have heard me talk about this a couple times this week. The actual reports from earlier this week, not that surprising, because, and Jim Rutherford has confirmed that he's talking about UFAs, guys that most people who follow the team knew that they were going to get traded anyways, like the Sherwoods, the Blugers, the Forberts, and the Canes of the world. So again, not to, I just think a lot of people thought that it was bombshells at the earlier week, or no, it was, as I mentioned, it was stuff that people who follow the team closely knew already. It was just finally articulated publicly. This guy from a few of my classes years ago looks like Parker, so that's why I said Parker and him look similar. Okay, now I get it. The power play stinks. When PD's ready to shoot, Quinn doesn't pass it. When PD doesn't want to shoot, he gets the pass. Yeah, there were a couple times where PD would. It's weird when PD's on the left side, so his non-one-timer side, yeah, he looks to pass a lot across the middle, I notice. But when he's on his one-timer side, he should shoot much more. I also expect Hughes will do the Canucks right and let him know his decision once made, whether he leaves or stays, but I don't think he will play himself to unrestricted free agents. No, I agree with that. And then you lose your, for every day that goes by from this trade deadline onwards for the next year and a half, you lose, Quinn Hughes loses value for sure. I'm shocked trades haven't happened yet since the article was released. So Fangirl, that's a fair point, but that's my point exactly. I don't expect trades to happen because he wasn't saying anything. He wasn't. Oh, actually, I'll take it back. He did say that the plan, and he was talking about the veterans he was talking about, were not guys under long-term contract. He's talking about UFAs, Sherwood, Bluger, Forbert, and Kane. He did say that they were going to accelerate the process. But I don't know if that means acceleration all the way up until the end of November, or they're talking about Christmas time, or they're talking about Olympic break, or they're talking about trade deadline, right? There's so many kind of benchmarks throughout the season. So, no, it's fair if you're shocked that trades haven't been released. I'm not shocked because trades take a while to consummate usually, and they just don't happen like right away. Just because someone said, I'm open for business doesn't mean that there's going to be a trade immediately. But I hear what you're saying for sure. Someone needs to take the JT Miller spot in the power play. I think DeBrusque could take it and try to find PD in the seam, or put Quinn in the OJT spot and have PD at the top. You know what I would do? I would put Hronek up top because he's got a better shot. I would put Hughes in that JT Miller spot, and he can still quarterback from there, right? And then he can go into the seam, down the bumper, in front of the net, across to PD, or up to Hronek. So I'd go Hronek up top. I'd go Hughes and PD on the two flanks. And I would still use Besser and DeBrusk. DeBrusk is so good in front of the net. That's why I wouldn't put DeBrusk there. I hear what you're saying, Gary, but I wouldn't put DeBrusk up top. I'd keep DeBrusk in front of the net. He's so good there. Deflections and especially rebounds. I want the four guys I always keep mentioning, Yrvin. I want the four guys I always keep mentioning. Yrvin, Justin, Fangirl know who I'm always talking about with that. Are you talking about the four draft picks that you mentioned? I think you mentioned them earlier in the stream as well. Why's my phone buzzing? It's truly how shocking how a few years ago we were so excited about EP40 Besser and Hughes being the future. Seems so murky. Yeah, well, that was more than a few years ago. That was like way back in 18, right, when Hughes debuted, or 19. But I hear what you're saying. It's hard knowing how good the Canucks were 2 seasons ago. We go to the top of the division, the bottom of the division. Yeah, it feels like so long ago. Oh, someone just messaging me for Canucks tickets. What's a realistic return for Hughes if we trade him to Anaheim? Well, Anaheim, I think you're starting with McTavish. There's your 2C. Then you're looking at 4 or 5 assets. You're looking at like 1 or 2 players, and then 2 or 3 picks and prospects. Hey Nick, nice to see you. I was just talking about Bedard's amazing Michigan goal against St. Louis. For real, Justin. But the management had to ruin that and always puts vets on the team and not even getting younger. Like we could have had both Bedard and maybe Celebrini if they had tanked. Easy to say, Taylor. I hear what you're saying, but this organization will never tank. And remember, it's no guarantee. I hear it. It's nice to. I hear you. It's nice to at least think what could have been. But I try not to live. Not that saying that you live that way, but I try not to spend too much time with what could have, should have, would have kind of thing. Mintyukov. I was so glad the Blackhawks were able to get a restock on the Black Third, so I was able to get one of the game last. That's awesome. Oh, by the way, did you go to the game in St. I presume you went to the game in St. Louis, right? 3 nights ago when Bedard scored that Michigan goal? Because you live in St. Louis and you're Blackhawks fan, obviously. Just give me 1 second. I just sold a pair of tickets, which is awesome. You got it. Please email me. Please. So keep putting in what you liked, what you didn't like, and one other thing. I'll go for another 5 minutes or so as I finish this transaction. Okay, good. Hey, Dino, nice to see you. Dino and Mother Mena. Anaheim, McTavish, Mintyukov, and a couple of picks. Yes, McTavish, Mintyukov, and Gauthier. Yep. Is this an ownership issue? A lot of people think it is. Lefty is offering Reichel back to Nick. In my GM mode, I traded Quinn for Leo Carson, McTavish, Gauthier, Mintyukov, and Lacombe. Okay, I don't think we're going to get all that. We want our 4th rounder back for Reichel. The 99 alternate Dallas Stars jersey are almost as nice as Flying Skate. Cool. I still kill myself for not going to that game. Bedard scored Michigan 2 years ago. It was really snowy tonight. Oh, too bad. But because I presume you live a lot closer to the St. Louis arena than the 4 hours you drive to the Chicago game, right? One of the only games in St. Louis I skipped going for the Blackhawks. Yeah, but safety first for sure. Safety first. All right, friends. What else? Last 5 minutes. You can tell me your score predictions for tonight now that you know that Lankinen and Lekkerimäki sound like they're playing tonight, which is great. I guess we'll get that confirmed this afternoon, but why would you call them up if you're not going to use them? Windy, ready for Bedsy to come home to Vancouver? I live 20 minutes from Enterprise. Nice. I predicted that they would lose to Anaheim. They would beat San Jose, and they get 1 point from LA. I'm completely went opposite. I'm going to stick to, I want the Canucks. Oh, no. Lankinen back, Lekkerimäki. Canucks win 4-3. It's easy for me to go with 4-2, but I'm going to actually use some thought process here and add a goal for LA. So 4-3 Canucks. Justin says 4-3 LA. Unpaved says 4-2 Vancouver. We got a 3-2 Vancouver. We got a 4-2 Vancouver. Okay, a couple people picking my favorite score for me, so I don't do so, which is great. I think we win tonight. Kuzmenko ends up seeing Petey and realizes the Canucks is where he belongs. He suits up as a Canuck, and they combine for 10 points tonight. Kuzi becomes a Canuck again and win the cup. Wow. You should become a fiction writer. That was good, Gary. I like that. A lot of creativity there. All right, friends. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. will be my next show. I'm going to record a quick vlog now about Lankinen and Lekkerimäki. And then I'm going to do a quick video about the breakdown from a PD's goal. So hopefully that can stay up and doesn't get copyrighted. We will see. I'll have to chop it up a little bit, but we'll make it work. Thanks everyone for being here. 3-2 says Burn. Have a great day all. Sounds good. PD needs to lure him with a banana and Coke. That's true. That was pretty funny on the bench when he was here. And lastly, I think I'm happy getting that 4th round pick for Reichel. We basically traded Mikheyev for Reichel at that point. Mikheyev has been great. Okay, so you trying to make me sad, Nick? You know that Mikheyev came from here, right? Okay. Thanks everyone for being here. Moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Carol Bovenlander, legendary Brian Blingy Choi, legendary Swervin Yrvin, legendary Quinn Hughes is like the $1 Million Man, and legendary Andrew Chang. Thanks for your support as well. Thanks to Hall of Fame and franchise members. And thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. On your way out, you can like the video. You can subscribe. You can still leave a donation. It's not too late. And don't forget my next shows tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., recapping the Canucks and the Kings game. Thank you to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Gassy Jack Art, and Mulligan Golf Company. And thanks to all of you for hanging out with me for a little bit this morning. I hope you have an awesome Saturday. I'm going to go and create a couple videos now. You look for them in a little bit. And I can't wait to see all of you guys tomorrow morning, hopefully recapping a Canucks win. So as always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Did you know that scientists have successfully grown human vocal cords from stem cells in the lab? Yes, scientists have successfully grown some human vocal cords from stem cells in the lab. Yes, the results speak for themselves. God bless. Go Canucks go. Booyah.